Hi, my name is Alicia. I am 35 years old. I have recently decided to start a YouTube channel here, um, April 2020. I decided to start it at the recommendation of my brother. I have been doing TikTok for a while, but I've noticed that not much room for nuance and the availability to really explain things. I've been doing TikTok mainly about myself as a multi-disabled adult and also the parent to multi-disabled children. But a majority of my content pretty much revolves around myself. Not a lot about my kids. I'm basically just going to be moving. I'll still be using TikTok, but mostly I'll be centering a lot of my content here to YouTube. But a majority of my content will be kind of like a in the moment autobiography docu-series type of thing. I know there's a lot of that type of content out there in YouTube and TikTok and everything, and I realize my videos may never be seen or watched, and that's okay. I just would like to share my life and the everyday difficulties and the stuff that I try to do to help improve my life that in turn actually improves my kids' lives. Several of my disabilities include autism, combined type ADHD, treatment-resistant major depressive disorder, GAD, which is generalized anxiety disorder, and panic disorder. I have several chronic illnesses that affect my everyday life. One of the disabilities I have is aphasia, which is difficulty in finding words. Affects my speech. So most times my videos will be probably heavily edited or cuts so I can take a break and allow my brain to find the words that I am trying to say. I also do have an unspecified tic disorder, so a lot of times I have a few motor and a couple vocal. Motor, I have a lot of facial twitches. I clear my throat, which is considered a vocal tic as well. Sniff my nose is a vocal as well. And swallowing. I do a lot of swallowing. Also to kind of describe who I am, I am 35. I will be 36 next month. I am a parent to a total of 4 kids, all having disabilities. I am married. I've been with my spouse for going on, I believe this is 11 years now, but we've been married for 4. We have 3 biological children together, and the oldest, the 4, well, technically they are number 1. They were my bonus child, my spouse's child from their previous marriage. My oldest bonus child does not live with us, so I most likely will not talk about them, and if I do, it will be rarely ever, as I do not have specific permission from them to talk about them, which is their right. With my own children, I will talk about them, but I will probably rarely ever show them on video unless they give me direct permission to do so. I like to respect my children's bodily autonomy, and I think that's very important. But to also add, a lot of my content will probably be very varied. I'll probably go over a lot of things such as my interests or activities I like to do, difficulties I face in everyday life, probably some of my medical difficulties I have with the medical community, and also just regular everyday society and the difficulties I have in the neurotypical able-bodied society, and probably some of the difficulties my children face as well. One of the big subjects I do like to talk about is autism and the autistic community, and the community that also involves the caretakers of disabled individuals, including autism, intellectual disabilities, learning disabilities, and such, as I do fall under all of those, as I am autistic, ADHD. I am also intellectually, developmentally disabled. I do not like to use functioning terms, but according to my medical paperwork, I am on the milder end of IDD. Because I tend to blend a little bit better. I have, I guess, in a sense, acquired skills over the years to help blend in, which is also very harmful and hurtful because many people do not take my difficulties seriously because they're not as prominent, but it doesn't make it any less difficult for me. The reason why these are subjects that I do heavily talk about is because growing up I had a very difficult time, because my parents struggled as well with their own disabilities. You know, I was born in the 80s, grew up in the 80s and 90s, and things are different now, but they are still quite difficult, and I would like my children to have an easier life, in simple terms, an easier life. I mean, life is not easy, but I do not want them to struggle as much as myself. Also, I would like to note that my views over the years, from being a small child to a teenager to a young adult, and then, you know, now in my mid-30s with children, my views about the community have changed greatly over the years. When I was younger, I worked very hard to blend in and not to appear different because it made me a target. But in doing so, it also made me a target for more nefarious motives of other people, as I was easily gullible, naive, and then into my late teens, early 20s, I became proud is not the correct word, but I became more acknowledging of who I am, and found a road to acceptance and being proud of who I am, no matter my difficulties. In doing so, that led me to heavy activism, which led to me having very hard lines and not understanding the gray areas that also is due to a manifestation of my autism, which is very black and white thinking, very literal, but becoming a parent to disabled kids opened my eyes more to the community as a whole of actual disabled individuals and their family and caretakers. That's not to say that I am understanding and accepting of all forms of caretakers, as many can be extremely ableist and harmful to their disabled family members and the community, and what we have fought very hard for. But I am now more understanding of the nuances. It's a new word for me. And I'm still trying to fully grasp it, but I think I understand that the meaning is the things that are not said, the quiet parts, but also coming into realization of the gray areas. It made me more aware of the fact that our disabled community is also very broken. There are real problems for many of my disabled peers, especially those of BIPOC community. So I've started to switch or navigate my advocacy towards uplifting more voices of those who are double and triple marginalized within my community. I believe it has also made me a better person and a better parent, and me doing better also helps those in my community, not for myself, but for those in my community. It helps them, and that's the important part. So, thank you for watching my first video as a little background of myself and what to expect moving forward. I would not say I will be a dedicated poster, but I will be here making content, and if it's seen, I'll be happy for that. If not, I will still be happy to be sharing forever who does see it, and maybe it can help someone else. Thank you.